Welcome to Cooking in the Clouds. I'm your host, Chef David. Today, we're making a wonderful Rocky Mountain style rack of lamb. It's fall here in the Rockies. It's time to put away your mountain bike and break out your skis. It's also time to gather your friends and family around a roaring fire and enjoy a great meal here on Cooking in the Clouds. Welcome to my world. We're here at Talco Foods in Denver, Colorado. We're gonna make an incredible Rocky Mountain style rack of lamb. We got our pots, our pans, our cutting boards, our sharp knives. We're gonna need some ingredients, so we're gonna have to go do ourselves some shopping. So come with me, let's go. We're at one of my favorite places, Tony's Meats and Specialties. It's a great place to do some shopping for this wonderful meal we're gonna be making. We're gonna go in, do some shopping, we're gonna meet some people. Come on with me. Let's pick out some asparagus. Asparagus goes so well with lamb. When selecting asparagus, it's important. Make sure you smell it. Make sure it smells really fresh. And then look at it. Make sure it has nice, tight, conforming buds. We're gonna trim this off a little bit. Let's make sure we have enough for ourselves and our guests. And then we're gonna look at some marinades. We're going to select some olive oil for our marinade. When selecting an olive oil for a marinade, we're going to make sure it has a low acid content. We're also going to select a nice light olive oil because we don't want it to overpower our dish. We're going to add some balsamic vinegar to this, some garlic, some salt and pepper, and a little rosemary. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to want to build a relationship with your butcher. You're going to pay a premium price for premium quality meats, and you want someone you can trust. It's really very, very important. When selecting meat, you're looking for the highest quality. You want to make sure it smells great, it looks great, because you're going to make a beautiful meal for you and your family out of this. We're going to be using a Colorado lamb in this dish, and the reason we're going to use Colorado lamb has a large, meaty eye. What you're looking for when you're buying a rack of lamb is a little bit of weight to this lamb. You don't want those little lollipop medallions. You want a nice piece of lamb. You want a nice blush color, and you want it nicely trimmed. I buy a very premium quality of lamb when I buy lamb because I want a premium quality dish when I'm done. Be prepared when you go to your butcher and you get that relationship to pay premium prices for premium meat. I'd like to have all that lamb if you'd be so nice to me. Thanks a lot. Some things you're looking for in a premium cut of lamb: a beautiful blush color. You also look for a beautifully trimmed piece of lamb. This is called a French trimmed rack. The reason they trim this rack is it takes the extra fat off the bone, and one thing people do is they will pick this rack up with their fingers to eat it. Also, when you look at a Colorado rack of lamb, which this is, you'll notice how large and meaty the eye of this particular rack is. It smells great, it looks great, it's gonna be great. Hey, now that we get the big stuff out of the way, let's do some serious shopping. Come on! Thanks to the folks at Tony's. We're back from the market. We're back in the kitchen. Got my cool guy chef coat on. We have our Colorado lamb. If you look at this lamb, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's pink and blush, has a big meaty eye. It's going to be great, just like we talked about. We're going to have to make a marinade for this. When we start off with, we're going to use some olive oil. This olive oil, like we showed, is still nice and light and clear. We're going to go about a 4-to-1 ratio. Get a little glug, 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 glug. Make sure you put lots in there because we have to make sure we cover this thing nicely. Just kind of get it going. And then, of course, we're going to add some balsamic vinegar. Balsamic vinegar is important, but make sure it has a low enough acid content where it doesn't cook your meat for you. It's just meant to enhance the flavor. If this 4-to-1 ratio, just pour it right in. Feel free, feel good. Get it in there. Now, one of the most important parts, of course, is the garlic and the rosemary. We're using fresh garlic, of course. Don't use that canned stuff. Don't use the stuff in the bottle. Chop your own. It's not that big of a deal. It'll make you happy. Of course, rosemary, nice and fresh, very, very, very fragrant. It's going to be lovely. We're going to take this, we're going to put it right in there. Use your finger, feel free. We're going to take some of this and we're going to bruise this, because when you bruise this rosemary, it's going to bring out the flavor in this rosemary. You want this to smell very herbaceous, very herbaceous. I mean, use lots. I mean, it's cheap. Use lots. Rosemary's great. Of course, make sure you salt and pepper your meat. Really simple. Salt and pepper both sides. make sure you get the fat cap really nice. This fat cap is important that it's salted because it's going to flavor your meat. It's also going to moisturize your meat. I'm going to cut this in half so it's going to fit. And we're going to set this, like I said, for between 4 and 6 hours. When you're cutting meat, make sure you have a nice sharp knife because a sharp knife is a safe knife. Let's swish them around a little bit and make sure we get that marinade really nice and mixed up. Part of a marinade is let it marinate. Let it sit for a while. This is going to sit for between 4 and 6 hours in your refrigerator. Okay? I've already, of course, prepared one of these for you ahead of time. And if you look at this lamb, it's really picked up the color of the marinade, the flavor of the marinade. It's going to have that beautiful, rich flavor of olive oil, balsamic vinegar. The garlic is seated in here very, very nicely. You can really, really smell the rosemary. I'm going to dry these off, of course, just a little bit. I'm going to shake them off. And we're going to use some Italian breadcrumbs that we're going to make our crust out of. We're also going to use some honey mustard. And when I talk about honey mustard, there's many ways to get it. You can buy it or you can make it. This is a stone ground mustard. And stone ground mustard is very, very hearty. It has a really heavy mustard taste. You're going to feel the earthiness of it. Earthiness, earthiness, earthiness. It's going to be really nice. We're going to use this honey I actually get from Greeley. I like the Little Bear container. It just reminds me of my childhood. We're going to take some of this and we're going to squeeze a whole bunch of honey into this because this honey is going to bind with the mustard, and when I add it to the lamb, it's going to stick real nice. So it's going to be sweet, tart, tangy, all at the same time. So to start with, let's just drain this off a little bit here, okay? Let it set. And let it set. And you can see how much marinade this has actually picked up. We're going to take this honey mustard mixture that we have made right here and get ready to get your hands dirty. We're going to get a little dirty here. You're going to take this and you're going to rub this honey mustard all over this lamb. You're going to coat this lamb, and don't be afraid, use lots, okay? And you're going to take it and you're going to put it in your breadcrumb mixture. And make sure when you put this in, you get lots of breading on it. Don't be afraid, make a mess. We're going to clean it up later. We get our fancy chef coats on, what the heck. And you can see how that's all set up. That looks wonderful, and it's when this thing bakes, it is going to be crusted. There'll be herbs. It'll have that honey mustard taste. It will taste like a Rocky Mountain style rack of lamb. Now I'm going to do the other one here because I'm going to show you how to set these up in the pan. Once again, get messy, get it all over, and you can see how this works. You can see a before and after here. Get it really on there, real nice. One more time. We're going to feed the crew because that's why we need a lot of lamb here. These guys can eat. You see that? Get the ends real nice. We're going to have that set for a second. Next, I'm going to show you how to set this up in the pan that we're going to put in the oven. And I'm going to show you the importance of the pan. Stick around.